I'm just going to very briefly talk about the discovery of radioactivity. It's kind of fascinating, and you should read about it in the book, but I'm not going to test you on this. So it was discovered back in 1896 by Becquerel. So crystals that contain uranium would glow. And that greenish glow of phosphorescence was associated, he thought, was associated with X-rays. X-rays are invisible. But he thought that these, the glow emitted by these crystals was related to the X-rays. And so what he did is he took a plate, a photographic plate, and covered it with a black cloth so that the physical light, the phosphorescence from these crystals, couldn't expose the photographic plate. But X-rays that can go through the black cloth could expose the plate. So he took the crystals, they were a uranium sulfate crystal. He exposed those to sunlight, which causes them to glow, and then he put them on this plate. And the plate showed a dark exposure where the crystals had been. So he says, well, this proves my theory. And he presented his results to the French Academy of Sciences and found out later that he was wrong. He left the plate with the crystals sitting in a drawer, no light, crystals weren't glowing, they still exposed the plate. So it wasn't the phosphorescence, it wasn't this green glow that was causing the plate to be exposed. He realized that the crystals were emitting something, and so he called this stuff that was being emitted uranic rays because it was from a uranium substance. Marie Curie, you've probably heard of her, sometimes called Madame Curie. She was one of the first women in France to pursue a PhD, postgraduate work. She discovered two new elements in her search for other substances. So she was looking for other things that gave off these uranic rays. So she discovered polonium and radium. Polonium was named after her home country of Poland, and radium was named for its high level of radioactivity. It is so radioactive it actually glows and emits heat. And since these were emitting uranic rays and they weren't uranium, then the term uranic rays wasn't really very descriptive anymore. And so she changed the name to radioactivity. Again with the pointer. This is a picture of an old watch. Now, new watches that glow in the dark do not have radium in them, but the old watches that glowed in the dark had radium in there. And so people are strapping radioactive things to their wrists. And they found out later that wasn't a good idea. And these people who did this early work with radiation, they did not live very long because they did not know that radiation was dangerous and harmful to your body. And so they didn't take precautions and their lives were shorter than they should have been. So 1903 Nobel Prize went to Becquerel, Curie, and her husband, Pierre Curie, for the discovery of radioactivity. This is Marie and two of her children. In 1911, she won another Nobel Prize, this time in chemistry, for the discovery of polonium and radium.